But I never really saw movies by myself. I always tried to find a friend, and it was the most depressed I've ever been is when I was like, I want to see this movie, but like my friend was like, I can't go, man. I'm like, my mom wants me to do this other thing, and I'm like, what? Tell her no. You don't understand. We're never gonna get a chance to see this again. This is like, well, I'm a dumb kid. I don't understand. That's all gonna come out on VHS.
I always go to the movies by myself.
Yeah.
It is that nice, like, oh, I can kind of do everything at my own pace. I can show up when I want. I can stay as long as I want or whatever. The first movie I saw by myself though was Failure to Launch with fucking
With Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, with Matthew McConaughey. So at the time,
is that that's Matthew McConaughey and Goldie Hawn's daughter, right? What's her name?
Oh, I can't think of her name. I can picture her face though.
Yeah, Kate Hudson. It's Kate Hudson, right? She's the one that like Kathy Bates is like, we'll pay you to get our son out of the house.
Yeah.
It's just the worst idea for a rom-com ever, to the point where like all of these characters are deplorable. I don't want any part of this. If these were my friends, I would just cut my losses and move cities.
They at the end they like lock them in a room together and they're like, all right, you guys are gonna make it out. You're gonna figure this out. It's like that's not how it works.
No, that's not how it works.
Yeah, but we were like, all my friends were going. It was like middle school, and I got the times mixed up. So I showed up to the later showing, and I had to sit by myself. And I'm like, where are all my friends? And it was because there was nobody else. Like, none of them were there because I already saw it.
Right. That is like the worst. That's like my worst nightmare is people are like, let's go see this really crappy movie. And I'm like, cool. And I'm the only one that shows up. And I'm like, well, I have this rule where if I go to a mic, if I go to I have these like rules in my brain, right? So I started doing like jujitsu like 5 years ago, and I always said to myself, if I go to the class, I'm gonna roll. If I go to a mic, I'm gonna go up, and if I go to a movie, I have to watch the movie, right? Like, so even if I showed up by myself, I'm like, well, I'm here, and I just like sitting in the seat and eating the popcorn. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch it anyway. But I would never forgive my friends if they left me out to dry with Failure to Launch. I'd be like, you're done. You're not my friends anymore.
Yeah, it was tough. But it really did, like, that kind of opened my eyes to going by myself, and then I started going all the time.